Hi, my name is Judy Stasic. I am a traveling speech therapist and a certified yoga teacher. And while we're all on this quarantine, I thought I'd record some yoga videos for people to continue to do their yoga at home if they can't afford to do online classes. Please be patient with me as I'm working out the lighting and the distancing for the best positioning. Self-recording is all new to me. This is my non-paid project, this is my giveaway, and I'm loving the learning. So this class will be a little bit more advanced than my initial beginner one. There will be modifications, so if you're new, I still encourage you to try it, but just know that there'll be less cueing and just do the best you can. So we're going to start off in easy Sukhasana, which is what I'm sitting in now. If you know full lotus and you practice that, you can come into it. Otherwise, for easy Sukhasana, legs are crossed, spine is straight, palms are either up or down to receive. For grounding, if you want grounding, keep them down. If you want to receive from the heavens, keep them up. So just lengthening through the spine. And then just gently roll the shoulders up and down the back. And again, lengthening through the spine and gently lift the shoulders and roll them down the back of the spine. Feeling the shoulders releasing from against the ears. Feel the length of the crown, head lengthening. Maybe closing your eyes and just beginning to breathe in. Again, remember in yoga, we breathe in all the way down to the belly, filling the belly up with air, and then full exhalation. And again, deep inhalation, and full exhalation. And setting an intention for your practice. Whatever that is, for however long this class goes, maybe that's to challenge yourself. Maybe that's just to breathe. Maybe it's just to be present and grateful to be here in this space. Whatever that intention is, breathing it in and rooting it down, all the way down to the ground, through the pelvis, grounding it in your body. And with each inhalation, letting that intention become more fluid, more grounded, and really feeling it. And I'm going to invite you to place one hand on the heart, other hand on the stomach, and just begin to breathe in, really using this moment to connect with your intention, feeling the head and the heart connection, and just remembering that is what the essence of yoga is about. One more breath here. And then gently releasing. And we're going to begin with a hip opener. We're going to come into Baddha Konasana, or bound angle. So bring the soles of the feet together. Bring the feet in as close as you can to the pelvis, lengthening up through the crown of the head and beginning to hinge from the hips, come forward. You want to make sure that you're not rounding at the top of the shoulders. Many of us want to get down far in this posture and we tend to round. You want to lengthen up through the spine, feeling the back flat. Head is in line with the spine. If you only get down a little bit, it's okay. And then just holding here and breathing. One more breath here. And then you're going to open up your legs. We're going to come into Uttanavishta Konasana, which is a seated forward fold. Legs are grounding into the earth. I'm pressing through my heels. I'm going to inhale up and exhale, hinging from the hips, coming as far down as I can with a flat back. I'm going to place my hands down on the floor. If I'm really flexible and I can keep my back flat, I may be able to reach my toes. And then inhale up again, lengthen, exhale, fold, remembering to keep a flat back and leaving the heart center open. Head is an extension of the spine. One more breath. And then inhaling up. And we're going to come into another variation of Uttabhista Konasana. So grabbing the toes, this is step one. You can stay here and breathe. If you want to take it a little further, you can raise both legs up. I'm moving forward so I'm not against the wall, and stay right here. Full expression is opening up all the way. Spine is lifted. Head is an extension of the spine. Heart is open. Maybe closing your eyes to breathe and receive here. One more breath. And exhale, releasing down and coming into seated child. So I'm just clasping my hands and I'm rocking back and forth. We're going to come into my favorite, which is a little bit of core strengthening here. This is called Navasana, or the boat pose. In Navasana, you want to work to keep your knees together. Couple of variations. Hands can be behind you. You can just sit up tall and breathe. Next variation is to lift your knees up. Making sure you're still breathing. If you want to go into full expression, arms can come up. Feet extend, spine is lifted, heart is shining. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath. Exhaling, rounding down and coming into seated child. Just rocking back and forth. We're going to repeat that one more time. So picking whatever variation that will work for you. Make sure that you can breathe easily. Heart is open, feet come up. Arms can extend or can stay down. Maybe full expression if you think you can do it and breathe easily, keeping your knees together. Legs extend, heart shines, and you're breathing easily. One more breath. Exhaling down and coming back into seated child, just rocking back and forth. And you might notice that your core is burning a little bit. That's from the work that we've been doing. So one more variation of this. Make it your best, whatever you're capable of doing. Inhaling, lifting through the heart, extending the feet up, arms are out. Maybe staying here or full expression. Let your heart open, let your heart shine, and make sure you can breathe easily. One more breath. Exhaling, feet down, rocking side to side, in seated child. And then on the next inhalation, we're going to come up on our hands and knees, coming into cat-cow. Make sure that your hands are extended, your arms are underneath your shoulders. Tops of the toes are down and rounding up into cat. Really dropping the shoulders away from the ears. And then exhaling down into cow. And again, inhaling up into cat, really rounding the spine. Exhaling down into cow. Inhaling up again into cat pose. Exhaling down into cow. Completing 3 more of these on your own. making it a very organic movement, flowing with your breath. And then we're going to come back into neutral spine. We're going to give everybody a couple seconds to catch up. And in neutral spine, the spine is flat. I'm pulling my belly in. And we're going to prepare for spinal extension. So for spinal extension, I'm extending my left arm out. Right foot is down. Toes are pointed down. Spine is straight. Navel is in. And I'm breathing easily. If this is too much, you can drop the hand down, just keeping the foot up. One more breath here. Exhaling, foot down, hand down. Now we're going to change sides. So prepare to extend the left foot out, left arm out, and you're breathing easily here. Drawing the navel into the spine, toes are pointed down. One more breath. Exhaling, releasing, hand comes down, foot comes down, and we're going to sink back into child's pose. My pelvis is coming on my toes, my arms are extending, head is to the floor. I'm breathing easily. I'm checking in with my intention. Making sure that I'm breathing deeply in child's pose, resting here. And on the next inhalation, we're going to come back up into tabletop and we're going to repeat spinal extension again. Right arm extends, left foot out, belly is drawn in, my toes are pointed downward. Head is an extension of the spine. One more breath. And then I'm going to exhale my right elbow into my left knee and extend out. And again, inhaling right elbow to left knee, extend out. One more breath, right elbow to left knee and extend out. Pointing the toes down. Spine is long, navel's drawing in. Hand down, foot down, and coming into a couple of rounds of cat-cow here. Making this a very organic movement for cat-cow. And then we're going to repeat this on the other side. So left hand extends out, right foot is back, toes are pointed down. Navel is drawn into the spine, and I'm breathing. One more breath, and then left elbow into right knee, and extend out. Toes are pointed down. Left elbow into right knee, toes are pointed out. One more breath, left elbow into right knee, toes are pointed out. And down, and I'm holding that spinal extension. One more breath. Hand comes down, foot comes down. I sink back into child's pose. Regrouping here. Coming back to my intention. One more breath. And then I'm going to push up into my first downward dog. So making sure that my hands are planted into the earth. All 5 fingers are extended with the weight evenly planted, tipping my toes under, pressing up into my first downward facing dog. This might be your first one of the day, so you might want to pedal your feet out or come up on your toes and go down. Just doing whatever works for you. Making sure your spine is long. You're pressing your feet into the earth. Heels may or may not reach. Navel is drawing to the back of the spine. One more breath here. And then I'm going to shift my weight forward into plank. In plank, the body is on one long plane. Navel's drawing in. I'm pressing through my heels. Head is an extension of the spine here. Elbows are drawing in. Everything's active. One more breath. Pressing back into downward facing dog. Maybe readjusting your feet, pedaling your feet out. Maybe coming up on the toes, lifting down. Again, up on the toes, lifting down. And again, shifting the weight forward into plank. Navel's in, head is an extension of the spine. Pressing through my heels. Everything's strong here. One more breath. Pressing back into downward facing dog. Again, maybe adjusting your feet if you need to, pedaling your feet out, whatever your body's calling for. One more breath. And then again, I'm shifting my weight forward into plank, holding strong core, pressing through the feet. Head is extended. One more breath. And pressing back into downward facing dog. Maybe adjusting your feet here. We're going to hold for 5 breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Drawing the elbows in. Navel's drawing in. Spine is elongated. Head is an extension of the spine. If you're tired before the 5 breaths are up, just coming down into child's pose. One more breath here. And then coming down onto the knees and back into child's pose. Coming back to your intention, back to your breath. And then we're going to press up through table. And I'm going to show you how to do a modified chaturanga. Many people do chaturangas wrong. You want to make sure when you're doing your chaturangas that your elbows are glued into your rib cage. If you can't do the full one, here's a modified one. You come down on your knees and you come all the way down with the elbows in, and then you press up. I'm going to demonstrate that again. I'm on my knees, elbows are glued into the rib cage, come all the way down, press up. That's a great alternative to doing the chaturangas, which we're going to move into when we flow. Pressing back through child's pose and just breathing. And if chaturangas are not in your practice, just skipping them and going straight to downward dog. One more breath in child's pose. Checking in with your intention. Pressing up through tabletop. Coming up into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Extending through your dog, pressing the navel back to the back of the spine, and then you're slowly going to walk or jump your feet to the front of your mat, and we're going to prepare to flow. So coming up, we're going to come through Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A. 1, inhaling the arms up. 2, exhaling hands to the floor, nose to the knees. 3, inhaling up to extend the spine. 4, walking or jumping the feet back. You're in plank, either flowing through chaturanga. You can do the modified or just pressing back into downward facing dog. You can inhale to up dog or low cobra. And then we all meet in downward facing dog. And we're going to hold this for a couple breaths. Making sure that you're breathing deep into your belly. Navel is drawing back to the back of the spine. Head is in line with the spine. One more breath. And then from here, you're going to walk or jump your feet to the front of the mat. Inhaling up halfway. Exhaling, folding to the earth. Inhaling, coming all the way up. And exhaling, hands to the heart center. And again, one inhaling, arms are up, drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Two, exhaling, fold to the earth. Three, inhaling, halfway up to extend the spine. Four, exhaling, walking or jumping the feet back in plank and either flowing through chaturanga to up dog or low cobra or just downward facing dog. And in downward facing dog, holding for a couple breaths. One more breath here. And then exhaling, walking or jumping your feet to the front of the mat. Exhaling, folding to the earth. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling, hands to the heart center. Last one. One, inhaling, arms up. Two, exhaling, folding to the earth. Three, inhaling up to extend the spine. Four, walking or jumping the feet back and coming through chaturanga or just pressing to downward facing dog. And we all meet back in downward facing dog. Holding here for a couple breaths. And then you're going to inhale the sole of the right foot up. Toes are pressing down. Exhaling, knee to the nose and hold. Inhaling up to extend the leg. Exhaling, knee to the right elbow and holding. Inhaling up to exhaling to the left elbow. Holding. Inhaling up to extend that leg. Exhaling the leg down. And taking a couple of breaths here in downward facing dog. Inhaling, left foot up, toes are pointed down. Exhaling, knee to the nose and holding. Inhaling out. Exhaling to the right elbow and holding. Inhaling out. Exhaling to the left elbow and holding. Inhaling out, toes are pointed down. Exhaling, foot comes to the floor. We're in downward facing dog. Shifting the weight forward to plank and holding for 3 breaths. Making it a strong plank. Head is in line with the spine. One more breath. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhaling, coming to the knees and pressing back into child's pose. And staying here for a couple breaths. One more breath here. Exhaling, pressing back up into downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling your feet out. And then on the next inhalation, you're going to walk or jump your feet to the front. Exhaling, folding to the earth. Inhaling, coming all the way up. And hands come to the heart center. On the next inhalation, you're going to step your right foot out to the side. We're going to come into goddess pose or horse pose. So my toes are pointed out. Pelvis is tucked. Shoulder blades are drawing down the back. Arms are up. And from here, I'm going to bend my knees and I'm sinking into goddess, bending straight down, making sure the knees don't go past the toes. If you want to intensify this, coming up on the right toes, tapping down, coming up on the left toes, tapping down. Again, coming up on the right toes, tapping down, up on the left toes, tapping down. And if you really want to challenge yourself, coming up on both toes and holding. Making sure you're breathing. And then sinking down lower if you can. One more breath. Toes come down, hands come to the heart center. I step my feet together and I breathe and receive. Checking in with your breath, in with your intention. And if you find that your mind's been wandering, just bringing it back to the breath. And on the next inhalation, we're going to step to the front of the mat. And we're going to flow again. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, folding to the earth. Inhaling up halfway to extend the spine with a flat back. Exhaling, folding to the earth again in a forward fold. And on the next inhalation, stepping back into plank and holding here. Head is an extension of the spine, pressing through the feet. One more breath, and either flowing through chaturanga and up dog, or going back into straight into downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, taking a couple of breaths here. Inhaling, right foot up, toes are pointed down. Exhaling, knee to the nose and holding. Inhaling, foot out. Exhaling to the right elbow and holding. Inhaling out, toes are pointed down. Exhaling to the left elbow and holding. Inhaling out, toes are pointed down. Exhaling, stepping that foot forward. And we're coming up into crescent lunge. So you're sinking down, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Gazes forward. Shoulder blades drawing down the back. One more breath here. And then exhaling, we're going to open up into Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. My right foot is intersecting in the middle of my left foot, making sure my weight is evenly distributed. And my drishti or gaze is over the right middle finger. One more breath here. And then I'm going to straighten my leg and sinking back down into Virabhadrasana 2. Inhaling up to strength to straighten. Exhaling, sinking down into Virabhadrasana 2. Inhaling up again to straighten. Exhaling, sinking down into Virabhadrasana 2. Hands frame that foot. Stepping that right foot back and either downward facing dog or coming through a chaturanga if you're feeling like flowing. And then we all meet back in downward facing dog. On the next inhalation, left foot is up, toes are pointed down. Inhaling, knee to the nose and holding. Inhaling up, toes are pointed down. Exhaling, knee to the left elbow and holding. Inhaling up, toes are pointed down. Exhaling, knee to the right elbow and holding. Inhaling up, toes are pointed down. Exhaling, stepping forward into Virabhadrasana or into crescent lunge and holding. Dropping the shoulder blades down away from the ears. Arms are extended, gaze is forward. and then shifting the weight, and you're coming into Virabhadrasana 2 on this side. Making sure that the knee doesn't go past the toe. Gaze is over the middle finger. And we're going to straighten the knee. And then sinking down again. Inhaling up to strength to straighten. Exhaling, sinking down again. Inhaling up to strength, straighten. Exhaling, sinking down again. And one more time, inhaling up to straighten. Exhaling, sinking down again, holding. And then exhaling, hands frame the foot. Stepping that foot back and either downward facing dog or coming through a chaturanga. If you're doing a chaturanga, making sure your elbows are close into your rib cage. And we all meet back in downward facing dog. And holding here for a couple of breaths. Checking in with your breath. In with your intention. One more breath. And then coming down on your knees, sinking back into child's pose. Letting everything go. Checking in with your breath. Checking in with your intention. And on the next inhalation, we're coming up into tabletop. We're going to do a little bit more arm strengthening. So we're going to come into some modified chaturangas. My elbows are glued into the rib cage, and we're going to do 3 push-ups, moving very slowly. And if 3 is too much, just do 1. And then again, sinking back into child's pose. This time taking a long inhalation in through the mouth and exhaling ha through the mouth. And again, inhaling through the mouth and exhaling ha through the mouth. And again, inhaling, deep inhalation through the mouth and exhaling ha through the mouth. And on the next inhalation, inhaling back up into table. And then pressing yourself up into plank, making the body long and strong, pressing through the heels, core is engaged. 1 more breath. And pressing back up into downward facing dog. Maybe coming up on your toes and pressing down. Up on the toes and pressing down. 1 more breath here. And then you're going to walk or jump your feet to the front of your mat. Inhaling up halfway to extend, spine is flat. Exhaling, folding. Inhaling, coming all the way up. And hands come to the heart center. And coming back to the center of your mat, we're going to come through goddess pose again, or horse pose. So toes are pointed out. Pelvis is tucked. Arms extend up into cactus, and you're going to sink down. And again, if you want to challenge yourself, coming up on 1 toe, sinking down, and the other toe, and sinking down. Maybe coming up on both toes this time. Making sure the pelvis is tucked, you're breathing. 1 more breath, maybe sinking a little lower. Exhaling, feet to the floor, hands to the heart center. Step your feet together. Breathe and receive. Coming back to your intention. Back to your breath. And then we're going to try one balancing pose before we sit down. So inhaling the right knee up and just holding, pressing into the chest, finding that focal point in front of you, just looking at it. One more breath here. You can either stay here or extend the leg out. You want to make sure that you're not tipping back or forward, and you're holding that leg and breathing easily. One more breath. Exhaling, releasing down, shaking out, just noticing a difference between the right side and the left side. And on the next inhalation, you're going to extend that left knee up into the chest, holding tight, lifting the heart center, and then either staying here or you can extend that leg out, making sure that the back stays neutral and you're not tipping back or forward, pressing through that foot. One more breath. Exhaling, releasing down, shaking out, maybe swaying side to side. And then you're slowly going to fold over into ragdoll. So I'm bringing my elbows together. I'm extending down and I'm letting everything go. And I'm just swaying side to side here. And then I'm slowly going to make my way back onto the floor. And we're going to come into Baddha Konasana. This we came into in the beginning of class. Soles of the feet come together. And I'm bringing them into my pelvis as close as I possibly can. Knees are working down to open the hips. And then I'm going to inhale up and exhale, hinging forward with a flat back, keeping the spine flat. I'm coming down as far as I can. My head is an extension of the spine. I'm keeping my heart open. And then I'm just breathing here. One more breath. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, bringing my knees together. And then I'm just coming back into seated child. And we're going to do one more core strengthening exercise before we come down on the back. This is the yoga bicycle. It's different than the bicycle we all did as kids in the gym because we're using our yoga breath. So my hands are behind me. My back is extended. I'm lifting my legs up and I'm going to begin to pedal very slowly, pressing through one heel and then the other. I'm moving with breath. Each movement is an inhale and then an exhale. And then when I'm tired, I'm going to stop. If I want to do a couple more rounds, I'm going to keep pedaling. And then I'm going to come into seated child, just gently rocking back and forth. And then to balance out, we're going to reverse the pedal. So I'm placing my hands behind me, feet are up, and then I'm going to pedal backwards. One leg and then the other. Pressing. I'm moving with breath and awareness. And I'm feeling this in the core. And when I'm tired, I'm going to honor my body and I'm going to say I've had enough. And I'm going to come into seated child. And if you're still pedaling, great. If not, you're sitting and rocking and seating child, just breathing. And then my feet come down and I rock side to side. And then I'm slowly going to make my way down onto my back. I'm using my core muscles as I do this. I'm pressing through my feet. I'm rounding down. And I'm moving one vertebrae at a time, coming down as slowly as I can without collapsing. And then I'm going to lay down. And then I'm going to invite the right knee into my chest, maybe making circles with the ankle, going one direction and then the other. This is good to massage the ascending colons, doing it on each side. And then I'm going to extend the leg up, inviting it into the chest, pressing through the left leg, maybe pressing my left hand down to keep that left leg into the earth. Holding for another breath. And then I'm going to release that leg down. Noticing a difference between the right side and the left side. Left knee comes up into the chest, and I'm going to circle it one direction, and then I'm going to release it going the other direction. And then I'm going to extend that left leg up. I'm going to invite it into the chest, and I'm going to place my hand on my right leg to keep it grounded into the earth, feeling the extension of the leg. And then I'm going to exhale it down. And I'm going to invite both knees into the chest, rocking side to side. And then from here, I'm going to extend everything. And I'm going to come into Shavasana. So I'm going to close my eyes, letting everything be soft. Letting every cell, every muscle, every organism be still, relaxed, and peaceful. Every cell, every muscle, every organism is relaxing. Finding peace and relaxation. Everything soft, everything relaxed, everything still. Every cell, every muscle, every organism is relaxed. And noting this moment of peace and relaxation. Knowing that I can come here at any time simply by closing my eyes to relax. And then I'm slowly going to feel myself return to my body. Beginning to wiggle my fingers and my toes, taking a long stretch overhead, and then gently rolling onto one side, coming into the fetal position of rest and renewal. And then slowly, I'm going to place one hand onto the earth, pressing myself up into a seated position. Bringing my hands into Namaste. And breathing in to receive. Inhaling peace, light, love, and healing energy. Anchoring it into my body. And then sending out peace, love, light, and healing energy out for the world to receive. Letting every being, organism, person, and everybody, every living thing on this earth receive this blessing. Adi Om Shanti, Shanti peace. Thank you so much for joining me. And thank you for viewing my videos. This is a work in progress. I'm still working on the lighting and getting my body fully into all of the yoga poses on the camera. And join me again tomorrow for another yoga video.